a job where my management has been good. So I that's why, like, I'm a big believer that respect is earned, not owed. So like, just because you are my manager doesn't mean I owe you any respect. So if you are not going to do things on behalf of our team, you're not going to get my respect, and I'm not going to. I'm going to walk up to you and be like, this is the fire me energy. That's not to say that the person, like, if my manager is struggling, like, I'm empathetic. I understand that there are things that you can't do as a manager, and there are things you can do as a manager, but it's never been an easy place to manage people. So if you can't handle it, I don't think you should be in that position. Let's make our own school. Honestly, I was thinking about teaching class. Like, if I ever decided, like, hey, I'm not going to teach, like, in public school anymore, I was thinking maybe I could use Twitch to teach. But, like, what category would that be under? There wouldn't even be a category for that, right? I don't think they'd want to talk to me, Kitty. Yeah, I like that. And I think good management really makes or breaks a workplace for sure. Twitch teaches. Honestly, if you guys like wanted me to teach you guys things, I can do that. I can like make lessons. We can play Kahoot together, guys. Wouldn't you guys want to play Kahoot with me? Oh my god. Speaking of which, I was in, so I co-teach a class, which means that there's a content teacher, so she's the English 11 teacher, and I'm the teacher that helps all the other students, like the English learners and I help them like be able to like formulate their ideas and like translate their ideas and stuff. So I'm like but I'm still very validly a teacher, but I very much go with the flow in that class, because if I don't go with the flow, it's gonna be a bad time for me. So she made a Kahoot and she's like, oh, Miss Mel, why don't you also play with the students? I crushed those kids. The kids thought I was cheating. No mercy. I crushed those kids. Dude, the kids were like, yo, you gave the answers to Miss. And I'm like, nah, I'm just good. Get good, son. Sushi, thanks for the follow. Kahoot is like a trivia game. Think of it like somebody asks a question, you have to like dial in the answer really quick, like a multiple choice question. Yeah, I was a little aggressive. P-Wells! Thank you again for the raid, I appreciate it. That's good to see you. Well, Jackbox has so many different games, it's hard to say. Nice! Let's go, Eloquence! That's Pog you. Nah, you shouldn't feel terrible. You should just be like, maybe you should do your job better. Sorry, I'm like running on full fire right now. Hey Nietzsche. Thank you, P-Whales. It's always nice having you around too. I'm like running on like straight into like walls. I don't even know what this like energy is called. Bully energy? Dude, Kahoots get so competitive. I used to give kids like candy and stuff. You know, actually, once I played Kahoot and I told the kid that the winner gets a chopped cheese. So like I would go down to the bodega down the road and buy them a chopped cheese. I've never seen kids work harder. I've never seen kids work harder to learn. Yeah. It was great. And like the kid who won is a super smart kid. But he's like so belligerent. For some reason, in that year that I taught 8th grade, I had two kids in particular, 3 kids in particular, who were extremely belligerent, like chihuahuas on leashes, like yap 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 yap, like that kind of energy. And they were all like 4'5". I swear to you, they were 4'5" children, yap 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 yap, and they were just like this all the time. Carrot, thank you so much for the raid. You're coming in at story time. It's great. I was just telling a story. Yeah, that's literally them, Cam. I was telling a story about how when I taught 8th grade, for some reason I had these 3 kids in my class, and they were all like 4'5", but they were just like punching each other in class and throwing things around, and like, oh, I had one kid who took batteries out of my calculator and threw them at each other. That was fun. That was a really fun time. But those 3 kids were so smart. Like, I don't understand. They were so smart. Yeah, punching each other, like full on like whacking at each other. Oh my god, dude, you're one of those. Tell the crayon story? Oh my god! Why do you remember the crayon story? Okay, air sign, that's not okay either. Okay, so I taught this 8th grade class, right? This is for Carrot's raid. This is my story about the crayon story. I taught these 8th grade kids, right? And I taught them algebra. So we did this one activity where we like had to, I don't remember what the activity was. We just had to like mark things in different colors so that like people would like be able to visualize better, you know? So I gave each table like a box of crayons to use. It was full on chaos. The kids were like, they were not only throwing the crayons at each other, they were snapping each crayon into like 5 different pieces, and then like shoving them at each other, throwing them, putting it down each other's shirts, like throwing it out the window. And then it didn't, yes, more ammo obviously. It didn't even like get contained in the classroom. The kids like poured out into the hallway and started throwing crayons. I like could not control these kids. They were off the walls. And then on the way out, so this is like the last period of the day, the kids just like poured the crayons down the stairs of the stairwell of the building, and there were just crayon streaks all over the ground. I'm just like, okay. I'm going home. I'm not looking at this anymore. I'm gonna go home and cry. Yay, German, thank you so much for the gift sub to Carrot. I appreciate it. Yeah, after that moment, we never used crayons. We didn't do anything fun. I'm like, here's a worksheet, do the worksheet. It was literally an all-out war. Like, those kids were, they were truly, I'm just gonna put it this way. I built character from here. I built it came out a different person. But welcome back, Carrot. I hope you enjoy your emotes. It was truly a time. Like, it was... did I ever play Kahoot with them? I think we tried to play Kahoot with them a few times. It's funny. Okay, so the way that my old school did it is they had different strands of students. I did not agree with how they did this. But they had A, B, and C. The A strand was like the cream of the crop kids. The B strand was like the kids who like were Gen Ed, but also the kids who were English learners. And then the C kids were the ones who were like struggled a lot, so we needed like more than one teacher in the room. But it was very obvious that that's the way that the structure was at the school. So like kids in like the C strand would like hate on the kids in the A strand. Kids in the A strand would look down on the kids in the B strand. Like, it was like not a good system at all. Like, so bad, so bad. Like, you shouldn't do that. Just don't do that. Because then you put your kids in a hierarchy, and that's like, it's so bad. Like, I hate it. I hated it so much. But my worst classes were my A strand and my C strand. My B strand was okay. They had good days and bad days, but there were far more good days in the B strand than the A or the C strand. It's not good. It's not a good system. If any of you ran a school, don't ever do that. Because when you pit kids against each other, they don't learn. They're too busy being pit against each other. If you use their like strengths and use them to help other kids, that is much more productive. So, like, kids are so competitive, they're just gonna be blind to the fact that they're just gonna be competitive about it instead of, like, using it beneficially. So, like, my very first school, they're so bad at cheating. I'm just saying, guys, kids are so bad at cheating. Like their attempts at cheating are just really pathetic. I'm just putting it out there. Wait, actually, I had this conversation with my coworkers not that long ago. Like, about, like, how bad kids are at cheating. Like, we're all like, we wish we could teach you how to cheat better without, like, getting in trouble. Yeah, Nichi. It's not good. It's not a good system. Yeah. So, like, my very first school, I had, like, the A, B, C, D strands. But the A and C were, like, the gen ed, like smart kids, like, a good mix of kids. The B strand was, like, specifically designated for, like, upper language learners. So, like, kids who maybe need a little bit more support with language, but are able to, like, communicate well. And then the D strand was made for kids who literally just came into the country and have no English knowledge and just need a lot of English practice. So, like, I think that's, like, a way better way of doing it because all the kids were friends in the end. Like, all the kids, like, helped each other. The kids in the A strand were friends with kids in the C strand. Kids in the were friends with kids in the B strand. Like, I think it worked well. And the fact that there was, like, a strand in the middle between A and C, like, I think it helped a lot. What? That's so bad, Cam. That's so bad. I hate that so much. Listen, I just want education to be equitable. Like, I want all kids to get enough education so that they are all on the same, like, level playing field. Whether if it's more support for one kid and less support for another kid, but they're still on the same playing field, I think it, like, is okay. Because some kids can be more independent, some kids maybe need a little bit more guidance, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I do not, like, ranking students, I see GPA, whatever, I see that, but anything beyond that, like, I wouldn't want, like, special access to things because you have a certain GPA. That's, like, I think that's not good. It's very not good. What time is it? Oh, it's 11. It is a lot of pressure. School's already a lot of pressure. I really tried my best to, like, make it so that the kids feel like they can ask me questions and then they feel like if they get things wrong, it's really not the worst. Oh my god, my Rainmaker is so bad. I turned 11 and I looked at my Rainmaker score and I want to cry. Look at that. Look at that score. Okay. Smile. That's the year. Oh my god, Mud Cup, that's age. Andy, I got here because I lost like 15 matches in a row. Yeah, it's still X rank. That's all that matters. State test scores are bad, man. I used to live in a bubble. Like, truly a bubble. Where I would for me, it was easy to pass state tests, and it was easy for me to, like, get good grades. So when I started teaching in, like, Title I schools, I never really noticed how difficult it was for a lot of students to pass those state tests. Oh my gosh, Jenny. Andy! I should probably take them, you know? Standardized tests are not funny. Not funny. I mean, they're not funny either, but... yeah, I just, I don't hold it against kids for being unable to pass standardized tests because it's, like, not clear, I think. A lot of it is... a lot of exams are written by people who don't know how to write exams, and then that becomes a problem. took a class on exam writing. It's like very difficult to find, to write like a reasonable exam. They waste time too, Mudcup, in case you like that also. Oh, Hydra. Oh, the vanilla Hydra. Oh yeah. Count your blessings, Petty. Morgan, can you just delete everyone? Can you delete me? I feel like I'm gonna lose this match again, and I might as well just delete my X-Strings right now. How are you doing, Morgan? Oh. I'm gonna die. They're gonna push me and they're gonna dunk it. Here we go. Nice. Me too. That's how I feel too, Cam. Yeah, mods can clear chat when it gets out of hand. It doesn't happen that often, but I gave Kitty Tigers permission to do so. Light, thanks so much for the resub. Can we start moving in together? The height is over there. Oh. But thank you so much, Light. I appreciate the resub. You're awesome. I hope that you continue to feel accepted because you are valid. And I hope you never forget that. Where is they? Hold on, I really want to focus. Because I really don't want to be confused. Why? Why? No. Oh, I'm balding. Can I make her be awesome? Bro? Oh, I see. I'm like, huh? Hi, Lana. Hey, Kami. I'm doing good. How are you doing? I'm struggling though, because my Rainmaker score is like actually like terrible. Oh, I thought I could hide. Oh no, they're gonna run in and I'll die. Oh, I'm so sad. This is gonna be terrible.